Released on October 7th, 1996, Wizards of the Coast debuted the expansion set called Mirage. This set came 4 months after the very successful Alliances set and would set up the foundation for the official block structure that would last for almost 2 decades. This structure would last until the Khans of Tarkir block in 2014. The Mirage block would also consist of the sets Visions and Weatherlight, with the set symbol of Mirage being the palm tree. Mirage introduced the mechanics flanking and phasing. Flanking was the combat ability that gave blockers -1/-1 until the end of turn, and was used to make 2 power, 2 toughness creatures worth playing. Phasing was an ability that made permanent phase in and out. When a permanent is phased out, it is treated as if it doesn't exist. Phasing was often used as a drawback and is considered notorious for the complex rulings it inspired in competitions. There were 9 complete cycles in the Mirage expansion. One of the common rarity cycles were the Charms, which were instants that lets you choose one of 3 possible effects. The charms were Ivory Charm, Sapphire Charm, Ebony Charm, Chaos Charm, and Seedling Charm. One of the uncommon rarity cycles were the Diamonds, which were artifacts that came into play tapped and produces 1 mana of the appropriate color. The Diamonds were Marble Diamond, Sky Diamond, Charcoal Diamond, Fire Diamond, and Moss Diamond. The last cycle we will mention were the Dragons, which were the 4 power, 4 toughness dragon creatures with a converted mana of 6, with each dragon having a different ability. The dragons were Pearl Dragon, Mist Dragon, Catacomb Dragon, Volcanic Dragon, and Canopy Dragon. The storyline of Mirage is set on the continent of Jamura, which was modeled after the continent of Africa. It dealt with the 3 most powerful nations of the continent and their struggle against the evil wizard Karavik. The 3 nations were the red color based warriors of Jalfir, the white color based Femeref, which included mostly clerics and healers, and the blue color based Sukata, which was mostly a seafaring nation. Meanwhile, the planeswalker Teferi was experimenting with time and accidentally made his island disappear for over 200 years. In those 200 years, the 3 nations were in conflict with Karavik in what would become known as the Mirage Wars. The print run was set at 400 million cards and were sold in starter decks and 15 card booster packs. Each booster box contained 36 booster packs. The set size was 350 total cards with 20 basic lands, 11 commons containing such cards as Choking Sands and Drain Life, 110 uncommons such as Worldly Tutor and Mountain Valley, and 110 rares such as Phyrexian Dreadnought and Shallow Grave. There were 9 notable cards in the Mirage expansion. The first card is Cadaverous Bloom, which is a black and green enchantment that read, choose a card in your hand and remove it from the game. Add 2 black mana or 2 green mana to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. Celestial Dawn was a white enchantment that read, lands you control are plains. Non-land cards you own that aren't in play, spells you control, and non-land permanents you control are white. You may spend white mana as though if it were any color. You may spend other mana only as if it were a colorless mana. Gritting Totem was an artifact that read, pay 2 and tap. Sacrifice Gritting Totem. Search target opponent's library for a card and remove it from the game. Then that player shuffles his or her library. Until the beginning of your next upkeep, you may play that card. At the beginning of your next upkeep, if you haven't played it, put it into the owner's graveyard. Hammer of Bogart was a red sorcery card that stated, Hammer of Bogart deals 3 damage to target creature or player. Pay 2 and 3 red mana. Return Hammer of Bogart from your graveyard to your hand. Activate this ability only during your upkeep. Morrow was a green creature that read, Morrow's power and toughness are equal to the number of cards in your hand. Political Trickery was a blue sorcery that read, choose target land you control and target land an opponent controls. Exchange control of those lands. Teeka's Dragon was a 5 power and 5 toughness artifact dragon with flying, trample, and rampage 4. Teeka's Dragon counts as a dragon. Tombstone Stairwell was a black enchant world that read, cumulative upkeep of 1 and 1 black. During each upkeep, each player puts into play a Tomb Spawn token for each summon card in his or her graveyard. Treat these tokens as 2 power, 2 toughness black creatures that are unaffected by summoning sickness and count as zombies. At the beginning of each end step, or when Tombstone Stairwell leaves the battlefield, destroy all tokens created with Tombstone Stairwell. They cannot be regenerated. The last card on this list was Lion's Eye Diamond. It was an artifact that read, sacrifice Lion's Eye Diamond, discard your hand. Add 3 mana of any 1 color to your mana pool. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast an instant. A sealed booster box of Mirage is worth around $550. So that is all we have for this episode of Card Anthology. Let us know what you guys thought about the expansion set, the cards, the strategies being played if you were playing around this time, or thoughts about the video. We always like the feedback we receive from our viewers and subscribers, so please leave a comment in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like the video along with subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and the MTG Amino app by hitting on the links below. If you also missed our last episode over alliances, please also hit the link in the video description below. Shout out to our partners Dracovin Empire, They Said We Said, and TastySnackies. They have been a huge support for the channel. Go ahead and check them out to see their MTG videos. Also, big shout outs to SeibenLore and Nizzahon Magic for contacting us and helping us out. We are currently trying to make plans to collaborate and bring you new videos in the future. Also, TastySnackies and I will be collaborating as well with deck tech videos, lore, and other Magic the Gathering topics. This is Coach, signing out, and we will see you guys next time at the Card Bazaar.